107, it's Prospector Show. Good morning, I'm Prospector.
Good morning, I'm Kate.
And Kate, are you familiar with the latest internet sensation person, the Hawk Tuah girl?
Unfortunately, I am.
Now, I have only just become familiar with this because I am an older person who doesn't really keep up on internet trends until they smack me in the face with a sledgehammer. And that's kind of what happened yesterday after the show. All of a sudden, this is all over my feed and this girl's everywhere. If you're unfamiliar, somebody found a couple of people outside a Nashville bar and asked them a question, and this is the question they were asking.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
Oh, you gotta give him that hawk and spit on that thing. You get me?
And all of a sudden, like last week, I guess this blew up.
Yeah, I saw it last week, and now I'm over her.
Whatever is my thought with her. Like, some people are beating her up, some people are defending her. I'm thinking to myself, this is a girl in her 20s, just having a fun time. She's not hurting anybody. Doesn't bother me. But what I did notice is, as I finally went and watched the debate, that it's even permeated there. I don't know if you caught this in the debate. Joe Biden referenced this.
Oh,
Check it out.
Got to give them that Hawk Tuah. We beat Medicare.
Oh.
Yeah.
Got to give them that Hawk Tuah. We beat Medicare.
How about that?
Is that real?
Of course not.
Okay. Because here's the thing. I also didn't waste my time with the debate, so you could have told me that was real.
But I like the idea that Joe Biden would have just said.
Got to give them that Hawk Tuah. We beat Medicare.
I mean, I don't know. Anyway, speaking of Haley, she's enjoying her 15 minutes. She was on stage with some country star whose name escapes me. She was partying with Shaquille O'Neal over the weekend, too.
Yeah.
So
she's getting her 15 minutes. Good for her. Get your money, girl.
Yeah, and
Go
she
ahead.
definitely has sold merch.
Yeah, get your money.
Yeah.
But then move on.
And if you want to search it out, maybe just, maybe don't do it at work.
Breaking the news that's already broken. It's time for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
Kevin Costner has spent $38 million of his own money on Horizon. He didn't listen to that voice in the sky that said, if you film it, they won't come. Lindsay Lohan turns 38 today, despite the odds. A Korean robot threw itself down a flight of stairs after just 1 year of working a civil service job. Damn, they're already smarter than us.
It's 60 Minutes meets Gone in 60 Seconds. Tune in tomorrow for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107. He's quirky and cranky, and that makes for a lot of awkward interactions.
What a jerk.
Help Prospector learn from his mistakes. It's time for Am I a Jerk on Rock 107.
Am I a jerk? Now, I never think I'm a jerk, but sometimes I wonder if others think I'm a jerk. I'm driving home from work the other day. I'm heading up Linden Street, approaching Wyoming Avenue, which, if you're not familiar, it's a one-way street. Now, you know that, right, Kate? Mm-hmm. You've been on that street.
Many a time.
So as you're going to make a left-hand turn on Wyoming Avenue, what's the last thing you're expecting?
Oh.
Oncoming traffic.
There you go.
But here I am, two cars in front of me make the left, and now there's an SUV coming down Linden Street from the courthouse the wrong way. Well, I lay on the horn, and he slows, pulls further to my left into the parking lane. And I'm gesturing to stop and slow down because I want to let him know. You're going the wrong way. You're going to kill somebody. I roll my window down as he stops next to me, and he says, go F yourself. I said, it's a one-way. I'm trying to help you. None of this is the part that makes me wonder if I'm a jerk. But the part that makes me wonder if I'm a jerk comes up right after he starts to calm down. And because I have a dash cam, Kate, I have audio.
We're so lucky.
Street. It's a one-way street. I'm trying to help you. Yeah, goodbye. I hope you die.
So as he comes down, I'm a little still mad about his initial attitude. So I say, yeah, goodbye. F you. I hope you die. And I pull away. Does that make me a jerk?
I personally do not think it does.
Okay.
But Guy on your Facebook says, LOL, well, that escalated quickly. You're a little bit of a jerk there,
Okay.
Prospector. Laura, also from your Facebook, you're both kind of jerks.
Okay, so both of us are jerks.
I don't
The
know.
question today is, am I a jerk, though? So
Yeah.
I'm going to give that a Laura's voting. I'm a jerk.
Yeah.
All right, we got one open mic on the Rock 107 app. I think we have one on the Rock 107 app.
Come on, Prospector. You never wish death on someone. That makes you a jerk.
No, you never wish death on someone. I do it probably more than I should ever admit to. But okay, so he says I'm a jerk for that one. All right.
Chris on my Instagram, so that's Kate_Rock107. No, not a jerk. You tried to help, like you said.
Yeah.
F him.
Yeah. I like that.
Margarita on your Facebook again. Yeah, a bit of a jerk for the both of you. We're not talking about the both of you.
Yeah, but okay. I think people tell you that to mitigate it because they're afraid you're going to get hurt. Yeah. I asked the question. You can tell me I'm a jerk. 1-888-ROCK 107. Open mic on the Rock 107 app. We got one.
You're not a jerk. I wish death and destruction on people for lesser offenses against me. You're not a jerk.
Yeah.
It's, he came in kind of hot.
He did come in hot. I think that should excuse my behavior in almost all instances.
One more from your Facebook. Brenda said, I'm laughing, but it was a little harsh. But he said everything off to the wrong note. Like, he started it.
Yeah, he started it, but the bigger man would have just said, oh, well, I'm trying to help you, and driven away. In this case, I'm a tiny man.
Life's pretty tough right now. There's plenty of bad news, but it's not all bad. It's time for the brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
A 9-year-old girl in Pittsburgh named Ivy Larson had to say goodbye to her cat Steve last month when he passed away at 16, and she wanted to honor his memory in some way. So she set up a lemonade stand in front of her house and gave all the money to a cat rescue called Nose to Tail. She raised $150 and plans to do it again on the 4th of July this week to raise even more.
Thanks. We needed that. The brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
Hey, Northeast PA's classic rock. The Simpsons have predicted lots of future events in their 35 seasons on the air, or at least the internet claims it has. But did it predict, and I can't believe we're going to talk about her again, the Hawk Tuah girl? It's Prospector Show on Rock 107. Kate, first of all, do you believe that The Simpsons has predicted anything, or is it like all coincidence?
Some of them are coincidence, and some of them are really weirdly accurate. So
Right.
it's very hard to, ascertain it.
Okay, so we're talking about that woman who's blown up on the internet in the last week or so. I know you've seen this, the viral video, but I'm going to play it again.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
Oh, you gotta give him that huck and spit on that thing. You get me?
So there you go. Now, some people think the Simpsons predicted this back in 1992.
Okay.
What year were you born?
94.
So before you were even alive, The Simpsons predicted Hawk Tuah girl, according to the internet. There was an episode called New Kid on the Block where Bart gets a new neighbor named Laura, voiced by Sarah Gilbert from Roseanne and the Conners. You know Sarah?
Yes.
Okay. Laura plays a trick on Bart, claiming she's going to read his palm and tells him his future. She grabs his hand. Oh, I see a mansion. I see a tennis court. Have you figured out the rest of this by now?
Yeah.
All right, but we're going to play it anyway.
I was going to tell your fortune.
Huh?
Oh, man. You're going to be rich.
Whoa.
There's your mansion. There's the tennis court. And there's the swimming pool. See you later, Bart.
Yeah.
I'll never wash this hand again.
So in other words, she spit on that thing and drove Bart wild.
That one's a stretch.
That's what I was thinking.
That's a stretch.
It's a stretch. I mean, and a lot of these are stretches. You know what I mean? Like, it's just sometimes, like, some things are just ubiquitous in culture.
Yeah.
Like the hook toss sound for spitting, Hawk Tuah. That's been around since I was a kid.
That's been around forever.
Right.
Wasn't that a cartoon thing that someone did?
It might have been.
Yeah.
I don't know. I will say this. The Simpsons has predicted a couple of things here and there in that, like, just the way science fiction predicted that we would have video calling one day and all that stuff, It's like, it just kind of happens.
Yeah, some of them are really, really, really accurate and freaky, and then there's ones like this where I'm like, all right.
I want them, here's when I'll be convinced the Simpsons can predict the future. You ready? When they predict lottery numbers and I find them and I become a billionaire.
Ladies and gentlemen, grab the kids, call your neighbors, and gather round the radio.
It's now time to announce the winner of Prospector's Jam Bag of the Day, as decided by you at rock107.com.
We uncover the most baffling, ridiculous, pathetic, cockeyed, laughable, preposterous blunders in the world of misdeeds. Nominee number 1.
This guy seems like a pretty good friend and a pretty big moron. Last Monday, a 32-year-old man got arrested near New Orleans for identity theft. His real and unique name is Randison Parfait. He matched the description of someone who'd been using fraudulent credit cards around town. Police booked him for identity theft, bank fraud, and other charges. Then, later that day, a friend showed up to bound him out of jail. But the guy wasn't able to because he got arrested for using a fake ID. He produced a fake ID and claimed his name was Robert Grant, but his actual name is Alan Artist. Another fun name. They arrested him for the fake ID as well as obstruction of justice and resisting arrest. They think he was an accomplice, so he may face additional charges. They found more than 70 bogus credit cards in Parfay's car.
Nominee number 2.
Not every drone that is flying around is spying on you. Dennis Wynn, 72, from Florida, apparently didn't like a Walmart delivery drone flying around him, so he shot it. Walmart, back in 2022, announced they were rolling out drone deliveries in Florida. Now, that drone was doing a delivery, and it was around 230 feet in the air when it arrived, but descended to around 75 feet when one of the crew members heard what they thought was a gunshot. Both the crew and drone raced back to Walmart, where deputies responded around 6 o'clock. After the crew members reportedly found a bullet hole in the drone, Wynn allegedly used a 9mm handgun to shoot the drone as it flew over his house while he was working on his pool pump. He even told police about past experiences with drones that he thought were surveilling him. He faces charges of shooting or throwing a deadly missile into dwellings, vessels, or vehicles, criminal mischief above $1,000, and discharging a firearm in public or on residential property.
And the winner is
The guy who used a fake ID to bail out his friend who was busted for identity theft. What are you kidding me? You're the Yam Bag of the Day, and we'll move on to the Yam Bag of the Week competition. Keep it here for all the nominees for Prospector's Yam Bag of the Week. Weekday mornings on Rock 107. Thanks for listening to Prospector's Prime Cuts podcast. Be sure to catch us live weekdays from 5:30 to 10 a.m. on Rock 107 or online at rock107.com or the Rock 107 app. A free download for your Android or iPhone. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, or wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss Prospector's Prime Cuts.